In this video, I'm going to show you how to work with the pen tool in Photoshop. So as we're continuing on with our demonstration here, we've come this far working with different elements like the clipping mask and working with blending and everything like that. But we still have a little bit to go. So right now we're going to be working with the hibiscus flower and using the pen tool. And how I did the rose was I did that with the quick selection tool. So what you want to do is come over here to your pen tool, and you can see there's different options here that you can play with. So you can add anchor points, subtract anchor points, convert anchor points. It has a very similar feel to Illustrator. So I'm going to zoom in, and you can zoom several different ways. I like to do either a trackpad on a Mac and pull my fingers away from each other and you can zoom in, or you can do Command minus, Command plus. You can also come down here. You can zoom in by pulling away from the computer and zoom out by pulling in. And the hotkey for that is Z. And you can also come up here. Anyways, back to the pen tool. So with this, I'm just going to start slowly. And again, this is called an anchor point. And another thing you have to remember is we did shape before. I'm going to put this on path, which is usually the default unless you change it. So I don't want to necessarily make a shape. I want to select from my image and make a path, okay? So this is going to take just a little bit because we really want to get the detail of this flower. And what I would suggest, if possible, to just go slightly in of the flower. And all I'm doing is clicking and dragging. So I just can't click and do this. It's going to be too geometric. So I'm going to do a couple steps back here. And when you get that little slash, I'm on an anchor point, and that means, okay, we're trying to resync and continue the line. And again, you can work with these handlebars. Again, a lot like Illustrator. If I pull down and to the right, this side is going to go up and to the left. So I want to be really cautious about that. So again, this might not be the perfect selection just because I like to do this a little faster for the video, but when you're actually doing it, take your time. If you need to go more baby steps, that's fine for right now, and then you can work with it a little bit as you go on. And let's say you don't want to delete a couple anchor points. You can come down here and delete a couple, and then these two will sync up, and you'll be able to work within the handlebars to really get that. You can also add an anchor point. Maybe if it's too far apart, you can add one here, and you have more control there. The Freedom Pen tool, I'm just clicking and dragging along. This reminds me of a lot of the other selection tools we have, like the magnetic tool. I think it's okay, but I guess I just like the control of the clicking. That's what I'm more used to. But also a Wacom tablet can really change that as well. This I almost feel like I can lose control because I have less of it, in my opinion. And then this one, it's more so working with the handlebars and trying to move those anchor points for more curvage. So if you need to move these anchor points up, that's a great one to use. Okay? And then converting an anchor point. If you double click on the anchor point, you can get your handlebars back. that way. So again, I'm just clicking and dragging along. Now this is a really organic shape, so the curves are quite nice and I can be a little bit more freeing with them. Usually, especially in Illustrator, I play a lot more with my handlebars. But again, you can see I'm a little bit in, maybe even too much in on this, but this way I won't have any chance of getting the green from the petals. I won't have any green from the leaves. But we'll just come over and I'm just going to select the rest of it. And so again, when it is the bottom anchor point, meaning sort of the top anchor point, you're going to get that circle, which means I'm done, we're ready to connect, we're fully complete now. So what you'll then need to do, because we've created a path and not a shape, you need to come over to paths. And this is your work path, and you can see whatever you've done with these anchor points, all these little blue dots are anchor points. It's created a path for you. So what I like to do is come down here and load path as a selection. And so now you're going to get what I like to call marching ants, which is the same concept as if you select something with the marquee tools or just your different selection tools, you'll get these little marching ants. So that's what I refer them to. Then I can come back over to layers, making sure I'm on the one I want. I can have my move tool and move this right on over. And again, Command T for free transform, holding down Shift. And there we go. So again, it might take a while for you to feel comfortable with the pen tool, but you can use it to make path selections like this, and you also can make it and work with the shape tool. So again, if you want to make a custom shape, that's easy to do, but just make sure that you are on shape with your pen tool. And that's it. Take your time and you'll do fine.